So we've made it all the way to game 7, and I'm not really sure how I feel about this series. I'm not sure how I feel about these teams. I don't know if I should be impressed by Denver for taking this team to 7 games, or should I be unimpressed by OKC for allowing this to go 7 games. I've generally been unimpressed by the big three of OKC. Even Shea is getting his stats, but he's not really dictating as much as I thought he would in this series. And J-Dub has been pretty bad at times. You know, he got a bunch of assists in this game, but in terms of being that other shot maker, he hasn't been that. Chet, with his slow wind-up three, has not really been effective. He hasn't really been able to get it off as much as you would think a 7-footer could. Of course, he's blocking shots and getting boards, but in terms of scoring, J-Dub and Chet have not been there. And even Shea, maybe I'm wrong in this, but it just doesn't feel like the stats are telling the full story. It doesn't feel like he's playing as well as the numbers would say. I don't feel like he's been this elite generator of offense, but then you look up and he's averaging 29, 7, and 7, shooting 51% from the field, but the lack of three-point shooting is a real thing. And I know he's not a volume three-point shooter, but I think he's passing up a lot of easy catch-and-shoot threes that this OKC offense could really use at times. I would like to see him step into those confidently, but obviously I know that's not really his bread and butter, but I think it would help out his team. This is something we all kind of knew about Shea, but I didn't know it was this extreme, right? Shea has only taken 8 catch and shoot threes in the playoffs so far. He's 0 for 8 on those. He's taken 46 pull-up threes and he's made 14 of them. So Shea, obviously we know his brand of basketball, we know what's worked out. Clearly he might be the MVP, right? But when the ball's getting swung to Shea and someone like J-Dub or whoever creates a wide open catch and shoot three for a decent shooter and he's not taking them, that can stall your offense. So if he just knocks those down or steps into those with more confidence, and he doesn't even have to be hitting them at a crazy rate, but the fact that you're willing to take that shot changes how the defense has to play you. But they know Shea's not going to take a three off the catch, which makes them a lot easier to guard. And the fact that I'm saying I've been unimpressed with OKC's big three and it's still going 7 games should kind of tell you everything you need to know. And again, I'm not sure how much we've actually learned, right? But if Denver wins this series, game 6 will be known as the Julian Strawther game. Not because he was otherworldly, but because he was that one other guy this team really needed. And I don't want to diminish what he did. He was amazing. But we're seeing right now how Denver is that one guy short. Now, they might win the series. They might win it all. But you guys get what I'm saying. When Julian Strawther plays like that, yeah, they have enough. When Westbrook is playing lights out, they have enough, as he was in the Clippers series and the beginning of this series, right? But you look at OKC and game 5 was Lou Dort. Game 4 was Cason Wallace. And they didn't end up winning game 1, but game 1 was Caruso. And game 7 might be Isaiah Joe going for 20. It might be Aaron Wiggins going for 15. It might be Jay Will getting a double-double. Isaiah Hartenstein might go for 20 and 10, right? All these are possibilities. And also, Shea could go for 40, J-Dub could go for 30, Chet could give you 20 and 10. And what's crazy is none of those things could happen and OKC could still win the game. Whereas Denver, they need Westbrook, MPJ, or Strawther to have a pretty decent game, or they just don't have enough, unless Jokic goes for 40, 20, and 10, which we know is possible. Unless Jamal Murray goes for 35, which we know is possible. But they need stuff like that to happen, whereas OKC is like, yeah, our best 3 players could be and we can win this game. Which, again, is something we all already knew before this series even started. I guess it's just different to watch it play out in real time. And with all that being said, every indicator would lean toward OKC. You know, they're at home, they got the younger, fresher legs, they play more guys. But I'm going to go Denver. I think Jokic gets it done. I think he has an amazing game. I think Westbrook has a bounce back game after being pretty bad in game 6. Westbrook in the arena he helped build, I think it's going to be a moment for him. And also, I just haven't seen anything to make me confident in OKC's offense besides Lou Dort catching fire in game 5. They haven't looked good on offense. And that is the main reason why I'm going to pick Denver. And also, I trust Denver more to come back in a game. Now, OKC came back in game 5. OKC has made some comebacks in this series for sure. The way they come back is their defense. But if they get down early in this game, now we know 20-point leads don't really mean anything in the NBA. but just the shot selection they have, I feel like it's hard for them to come back with the looks they are generating. And I guess it's not even so much about OKC not being able to come back, just the fact that I feel confident that Denver can come back with Jamal Murray, Jokic shot making, with Michael Porter Jr. shot making from anywhere on the court. Whereas OKC, it might come down to Lou Dort shot making, and we've seen in Game 5 that can beat you, right? And as much as I've been impressed by the OKC role players in Lou Dort and Jay Will, even obviously Cason Wallace, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins having, struggles so far in the series, they can also go off, as I said earlier. But as much as I like what I've seen from them, I'm also seeing too much of them, in my opinion. Like, Lou Dort has the ball too much, in my opinion. Caruso's doing too much, in my opinion, because he feels like he has to, because their offense isn't really, it's not doing much. I guess the simple way to put it, and why I believe Denver is gonna win, I just feel like there's a lot more aimless possessions with OKC. And in the Game 7, when you're a little bit unsure, I feel like we're gonna see more of those possessions, like what is OKC doing here, while Denver is gonna be on it. Denver knows exactly what they're doing every single play, and if they just have that one other guy step up and knock down shots that OKC has to concede at some point, then I believe Denver will win. If Michael Porter Jr., Westbrook, or Julian Strawther just have a good game, a slightly above average game, one of them, I think Denver wins it. In Game 1, Michael Porter Jr. had 2 points, Julian Strawther had 2 points, but Westbrook had 18. And I guess we should throw Peyton Watson into this as well, right? But we kind of know what he is defensively, what he brings, what he doesn't bring. If he can hit a couple threes, obviously that's a big boost as well. But Game 1, it was Westbrook that showed up. Game 3, Westbrook was and Julian Strawther didn't play. Peyton Watson had a really good game defensively in that one, and he hit 2 threes. But Michael Porter Jr. hit 5 threes in that game, had 21 points. So they just need one of those 3 guys, and I believe they can win this game. In Game 6, MPJ only had 10 points. Westbrook was really bad in that game. Peyton Watson 1 for 7 from the field. But they got the one guy in Julian Strawther, and they win that game. Either way, it has been an amazing series. I know I didn't talk much about X's and O's, but we're at Game 7. A lot of that is out the window at this point, and this would be a great moment for Shai to have his best game of the series. I think it's weird we don't know who the MVP is yet. I think it would be weird to announce it before Game 7. Also think it would be weird to announce it after a Game 7. Usually it happens like Game 2 or 3, right, of a series in the second round. Maybe I'm tripping on that, but announcing it before Game 7 is like some WWE stuff. And you guys let me know in the comments, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't find myself being impressed by almost any team right now. Maybe Indiana is the only team where I'm like, man, they look like a great team. But OKC, even in the first round, didn't look amazing. They don't look good right now. Denver looks like they have the best player in the world, and they're an older veteran team that is hanging on, but they don't look, maybe Denver has looked impressive. But even in the Clippers series, like, I felt like the Clippers were outplaying them for a lot of those games, but they have the best player in the world, and they're amazing in clutch situations. And then obviously Game 7 was a blowout. Minnesota didn't feel like they looked good up until Game 5. Like, I don't know. None of these teams are looking that impressive, but maybe that just speaks to the parity in the NBA. Even like the Knicks in the first round, you would have loved to see them dominate that series. They didn't look like a much better team. They just have the clutch player of the year. But yeah, I think that speaks to the parity of the NBA right now, and I'm gonna talk about that more going forward. But like a lot of these teams that went home, you might feel like you're far away, but you also might feel like you're really close because of the parity. Like I would say only Memphis, Miami, and Milwaukee left this playoffs feeling like they are not close at all. Everyone else, Rockets, you feel like you're one little move away. Warriors, you feel like you're one little move away. Obviously Cleveland, you feel like you're one little move away or staying healthy away. Detroit, maybe you don't feel like you're one move away from being a championship team, but you might feel like you're one move away from being with these other teams, with being with New York or being with Indiana. Like, all these teams are very, very close to each other. And I'm still not sure if I like this new version of the NBA where if Boston loses tonight, it'll be 7 different champions in 7 straight years. And that's just not the NBA we grew up on, but I'll talk about that more going forward. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please like, comment, subscribe. It will mean the world to me. On the road to 10,000 subscribers, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.
Nothing easy. Nothing easy.